So what have you seen out of Stanford's defensive front?
So what I've seen out of Stanford front so far, they're a well-disciplined team, very hard, playing hard, and very, very well coached. And I like this very, very physical team.
How's the practice the last couple of days now? Coming off the loss, how's the group rebounded?
The group was rebounded really well. We had to get back to our fundamentals to our standards. Last week we didn't meet our standards, so now we had to regroup on Sunday, watch film, and get our corrections right, so we'll be ready to go this week.
Obviously, they didn't record a sack against Dorian, but what did you see out of what they were doing pressure-wise against you guys?
Pressure-wise, he was bringing different blitzes, and then it was bringing different guys out from different personnels. It's just different ways to just get to the quarterback.
How tough was it communication-wise with that crowd?
Oh, I love playing the loud crowds because you should know how well our unit is of communicating really well. That's when we really have to tone in to listening to each other, making the right calls, and going with it.
Last week, notwithstanding, but just what's this season been like overall coming in and kind of integrating yourself into a new program?
Integrating myself?
Yeah.
That's what you're asking?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I love coming in. I was coming in to find a place I call home. That's what I've had. And this culture right here is very, very well and very, very great, and I love it. So this atmosphere and the fans and the coaches around us, especially the players accepting me for me and bringing me in with open arms, I feel really loved here, and I feel really great about the situation I'm in.
What makes this culture unique to you?
The culture unique to me is a family here, just like at Rutgers. Just like at Rutgers, there's a family there. I also feel that family here, that family of love and sacrifice, commitment to each other, and being great for one another.
You obviously have a ton of playing experience. Garrett, on the other side, this is his first full season as a starter. He's had a couple of false starts. Have you talked to him about that and how to kind of get that under control?
It's not just me; it's all of us together. We all wrap around each other. No matter if you make a mistake, I make a mistake. We all coming in together, and we're gonna wrap around and make sure we get each other right. It's not just one player; it's all of us at once. We got to make sure we're on one accord. That's how it's going to work on the O-line, especially on the O-line. We got to be one whole unit. Nobody can mess up. So we wrap our arms around each other, make sure we all good.
With false starts in general, is that a product of experience, learning just rep after rep after rep, knowing exactly when to go?
I mean, you rep it. I got false starts myself.
Right.
So it's just in tune to the cadence, and you get to the point where you're ready to go. You know the play, and you just get eager. So I know that feeling. You get eager, you're ready to go. So as long as you make up for that mistake, you're fine. We all gonna make mistakes in life. How do you respond to it is another thing. That takes you another way.
We were talking to Bo Calvert the other day, and he talked about how you have to have a short-term memory as a football player.
Exactly.
When something like a false start does happen, how quickly does that have to, because obviously you got another snap coming up.
Right.
How hard is it to then put that pass play out of your head?
You have to a high school coach told me, forget about that drive on, fight them. You got to literally forget about the next, what happened last play. You can't think about it because the next snap is coming literally in the snap. You have to be able to have amnesia. We call it amnesia. And you have to be able to forget about that play, and whatever happens, we fix it on the sideline. Just worry about the next play, and we get it right on the sideline.
When's the last time you did something artistic?
Ooh, let's see. Probably. That's a good question. I probably did something my last semester at Rutgers. I probably just did something with my internship with Creative Services with Andrew and the Rutgers Athletic Department. Probably my last time I did something artistic. So.
Do you see art in your future? I
Yes,
know you
ma'am.
were an art major. What do you want to do with it?
That's me personally, I want to have my own business in photography and graphic design. So just open up my own business, be a freelancer, work in the athletic department.
Have you played a night game before? What?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I mean, before how do you prepare for a 7:30 start?
Okay.
Coach Kelly was just telling us how much he hates these 7:30 starts.
Yeah, it's because there's so much time in between. You wake up on game day, you have the whole day just prepared to make sure you get your body right. You gotta understand our body's on a time schedule. So when night starts to come, our body starts to get more sleepy. So we have to be able to adjust to that and be able to have our bodies awake when nighttime comes.
Does a mid-afternoon nap go into that at any point?
Yeah, how do you adjust? What's
If you could find a midday nap, yes, yes, I'll recommend it. For me personally, it works for me, but you got to find what works for you. That's why if I had a young guy tell me, hey, how do you prepare yourself for a night game? I said, well, this is what I do. I give him a breakdown of what I do. Then I said, if it works for you, it works for you, but you got to find what works for you at the end of the day. This is your body, and you know your body goes better than anybody.
How long did it take you to like find your
Oof.
late game system?
If it took me probably my sophomore year. It took me, when I first started, it took me a lot to adjust. Coming from a freshman to a sophomore, having that year under your belt really, really helps you. And it helped me find my routine and my comfort of how my body reacts, what kind of treatment I need, what kind of food, kind of hydrations, what works for my body.
So with wanting to get into a graphic design business and, you know, all of these athletes getting into NIL deals, how do you see like the graphic design industry kind of linking up with, you know, whatever college athletes need to work on their NIL deals, personal brands?
I see that like really merging together well, because as you see, this society is combining all into social media, graphics. Now a lot of people are looking for, hey, can you get this logo? Can you give me a logo? And it's starting to, especially NFTs as well. It's starting to just the meta world. All of this is starting to come together, and it's just going to collide together, and this is going to be great.
Did you make your own logo? Do you have a logo?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Did you make logos for like your teammates?
No, ma'am. Not that I think of. No, ma'am, not. I don't think so.
Maybe
I think I
in the
did one, but I made my first logo back in 2019. That's when I started with my internship with graphic design and Rutgers Athletics with Creative Services. This is my personal brand. I made my own logo.
Do you still use it?
Yes, ma'am. To this day. R71.
You give any tips to the UCLA football social team?
Of course, we talk. Of course. I'm a recruit. I've been there,
Yeah.
so I know how like these young guys are. So everybody wants to see themselves on a graphic. So